And so we're good to go here. Dry conditions, definitely a little bit breezy, however. The wind will be blowing from left to right as you look at it on your stream here, and it looks like it's going to favour Roscommon in the first half. That can go either way. A lot of people believe a game will always take 10 or 15 minutes to settle down, and you're as well off play into the wind in that time. Any thoughts
exactly.
on it yourself?
I think personally, no, I like playing into the wind in the first half. But as we've seen from a lot of the league games, it actually didn't really matter who had the breeze.
Well, this is true. Well, particularly you would take it a Kildare, it shouldn't really make a huge difference to them. They're very much a team that deploys a running game. So, when you want to run the ball, it doesn't really make much difference. Roscommon would like to kick the ball that little bit more. We've a couple of positional changes at the start. Now I see Jenny Higgins dropping back into midfield here, but that may just be a case of for the throw in. Caroline Conway is actually lining out at top of the left. Now I can't imagine that'll last either.
I'd say Caroline will probably drop back and Ashling's out centre half. But that's probably just for the minute.
Yeah, and we see the two McHugh sisters on the Kildare side, slight change as well. I see that Ciara Wheeler is coming back into midfield again. I wouldn't expect her to spend much of the game there, but this could be a pre-planned move because she has lightning pace and she might look to kind of set off on a run if Grace Clifford breaks the ball down. Now it's actually Ciara who goes for the jump ball, and instead Jennifer Higgins wins it straight away, takes a little toe tap and steps past Grace Clifford, making her typical forward run, gets the ball onto her right boot, looks to curl that in, and that's a fantastic start. Really good start from the Roscommon midfielder. She went away on her honeymoon. She obviously kept up her training while she was gone.
Yeah, that was a brilliant start to get it straight off. Catch and kick.
Can't argue with it. It's quick, short kick out from Kildare, finds Lara Gilbert. Recycle the ball backwards. Natalie McHugh looks to try and exert a little bit of pressure, but the ball is worked out here towards Gillian Wheeler. And here is that running game that Kildare like. Ball fed forward towards Ciara Wheeler. Ciara Wheeler carrying the ball forward now down the left wing. Little dinked pass, but that's really well done by Sinead Kenny. Gets out in front of her marker, doesn't quite get there. However, Nasa Dooley manages to fight her way back. And the free taken quickly by Ciara Wheeler, hoisted in high. And to be fair there to Rachel Fitzmaurice, she's not the biggest player in the world, but she put herself in the right position. Can't argue with a little bit of bravery you get used to from being used to being bet with camogie sticks, I suppose. First possession of the game there for Lisa O'Rourke. Ball kicked out over the sideline, unfortunately, and Kildare win back possession. It's going to be Lara Gilbert now taking the sideline ball. Looks up, surveys her options. Leisha Lenihan is there, but instead she looks to go across the goal. The bounce evades Mia Doherty, and instead great chance here for Fiona Tully to get the first run at the opposition defence. Fiona Tully carrying the ball, won't want to shoot off her left, instead comes back into her right. Higgins again with the right footed shot, and Higgins again with the same outcome. Second score of the game so far, and definitely you can see, and I see she has moved forward to centre forward now as Kildare again look for the kick out, again coming this left wing, really well won by Niamh Feeney. Niamh Feeney had an outstanding league campaign. Commentator's curse, I should stay quiet, shouldn't I?
Yeah, that was a poor kick in, but yeah, it was good work from Jenny Higgins there, and I think with Fiona Tully playing that little bit further out, she's getting the chance to run at them.
Absolutely. We haven't really had a chance yet to see how Kildare are lining out to the same extent. Long kick out this time. Possibly a little bit of a nudge in the back from Lara Curran, but it wasn't given. Ball work forward. Higgins wins it again. First chance for now for Laura Fleming to run at the opposition defence. Fleming, good defensive work there from Lauren Murtagh. Manages to force the spill, and Kildare win it back through Rachel Cribben. Ball out here now towards Hazel McLaughlin. She's plenty of Roscommon players there to pressurise, but she works it back inside towards Cribben again, and now Lara Gilbert breaks the ball out. Now here's where Kildare are really, really dangerous. Grace Clifford looks for the long ball, but Caroline Conway, really well read, gets back, picks up that ball and forces the turnover. Surprised to see a kick in that situation. Didn't look like it was on, really.
They're normally very good at working it forward just through the hand pass.
Well, that's it.
Roscommon have an extra player back at the minute. So.
Well, they do. Caroline Conway dropping back. Really only two inside. Now, at the moment, both McHugh sisters have come out. Lisa O'Rourke now trying to carry the ball forward. Feeds it back towards Natalie McHugh. Natalie, that's a gorgeous pass in towards Jenny Higgins. Just bounces away from her. And Lara Gilbert manages to get back and win it. Gilbert again feeds that ball towards Rachel Cribben as they try and work the ball out here now. Lara Curran also dropping deep. I see really the only Kildare player kept forward at the moment is Gillian Wheeler. Everyone else is pushed out to either half forward or otherwise. That's a good win by Fiona Tully. feeds that forward towards Aisling McAuliffe, and again quick hands from Roscommon trying to work the chance to give the long ball in. Aisling McAuliffe doesn't like the options in front of her, slows up, decides to take the toe tap, and Roscommon are going to work it across the middle third here, trying to engineer a little bit of space. Ball out towards Niamh Feeney, but it bounces over her head. The pressure is going to come on from Hazel McLaughlin here. Hazel McLaughlin putting a lot of pressure on the Tulse player, doesn't manage to force the turnover, however Feeney recovers, and that's a good ball across. Oh, the bounce just evades Rachel Brady. Again, she's lucky, she just manages to get away from Grace Clifford. Ball inside now, and that's a lovely injection of pace from Michaela McHugh, and a good ball in towards Aisling Hanley. She looked to come onto her left foot, the option's not there. Back into Higgins now. Higgins again, hand pass inside, should be a shooting chance. Natalie McHugh now, low shot Natalie McHugh. What a fantastic save from Dervlin again.
That was good work by Roscommon, really bringing it up, but there was a few sloppy starts at the minute.
I'd say definitely there's I'd say I'm obviously talking to a former goalkeeper as well here. You love something like that to start and get you into the game, like, you know.
There's nothing better for the confidence than that.
It's now look, it has to be said too, she kept it a little bit close. She didn't really push her too wide, force her to test either of the corners.
Yeah, it was that lovely height really, but you couldn't make it look good.
Tricks of the trade here from former inter-county goalkeeper, explaining how to handle these things to get maximum PR for your positive moves. So Laura Fleming drops that in, just over the head of Jenny Higgins, and again easily gathered up there by Dervlin again. Hand pass out goes astray, but it is a big thing though, because I mean, like, look, it's confidence more than anything in goalkeeping is huge, because you end up with 10 or 15 minutes, I suppose, with nothing to do except think about what you've just done.
Yeah, exactly, especially in women's football as well. A goal can change everything.
The high shot comes in from Lisa O'Rourke, straight between the posts. I'll tell you, that's fairly adjusting to the change of sports, fairly radical. Again, you've wonderful insight into this. Like, I mean, what would it be like, something like that? You're not talking about swapping between camogie and football here. You're talking about going from high-level international competition, which, again, you're familiar with through the Paralympics and so on. Like, I mean, how do you change gears like that?
Yeah, I think it's just, for Lisa, she's just so fit from the box, and it actually is a lot of running, a lot of moving, that sort of stuff. So she's just naturally very fit, but she's well able to kick a ball as well.
Absolutely, but it's you know, I mean, it's a strange thing to come back in, and I mean, even for the rest of the teammates to come in and say, okay, well, obviously it's not like you're away drinking pints or anything, but at the same time, as we'll break from that, as Kildare break through here, and Kildare break through, Grace Clifford suddenly turns around, and what was a 3-0 lead is suddenly a draw game. She broke through the tackles, showed her power, showed her strength. She's one of very few players with a lot of experience on this Kildare side, and she showed it there.
She's very, very strong, and you could see the little sidestep. She's very hard to mark.
But Roscommon will look at the way she was able to break through the tackles and get the clean shot away. So suddenly we've a draw game again. Aisling McAuliffe, good long ball down towards Aisling Hanley. Natalie McHugh gets the feed away towards Lisa O'Rourke. Lisa just holds it up there, feeds it out towards Roisin Wynne. We're just on the edge of scoring range, you'd have to say here. Maybe a little bit far out. Sloppy hand pass from Natalie McHugh, and Kildare get the turnover. It's the first touch of the game from Shauna Kendrick, and they manage to break out. Good run out here now from Lara Curran. Lara Curran dinks that ball forward. Lovely, accurate pass. Mia Doherty just lets it go over her head, however, and that's well won. Used her strength there, Michaela McHugh, and feeds that ball back inside. So strong start for Roscommon, but they have to do it all over again now.
Yeah, well, it has been a strong start, but just shows a goal can change everything. I think it's been a little bit sloppy in terms of the hand pass and that from both sides.
High tackle coming in there from Grace Clifford, and Caroline Conway felt the effects of that one. But yeah, absolutely, the league semi-final in Parnell Park, goals were really the story of that game, particularly at the end. You know, Kildare were pressing, they had loads of possession, they were chipping away at the lead, but they just weren't making the breakthrough, whereas when Roscommon were on top, they got the goals. So I suppose, obviously, Kildare will hope that it's a reverse situation here. Time will tell, as Laura Fleming looks for the long raking pass. Good run here by Niamh Feeney, picks it up, second shot at goal. That's a much better effort. She got hold of that one and put it between the posts.
Yeah, brilliant score. It was a great kick from Laura as well, just straight across, 2-kick ball over the bar.
Are you a little bit surprised, Niamh Feeney, as you said, we commentated on the league final, and in the sweeping role, she was player of the match that day. Now she's gone into a more orthodox mark and wing back. Is that a surprise switch for you?
Yeah, I thought she would still be in the sweep, and I thought Caroline might actually pick someone up, but it's looking like she is just playing the traditional number 7.
Now Kildare breaking through here. Chance for Gillian Wheeler. She's got the hand pass over. Good chance again for Kildare. A second attack for Kildare and a second goal. And how about that for a finish from Aoife Rattigan? Roof of the net, giving Alina Cummins no chance. I'll tell you, Aoife Rattigan, she hadn't touched the ball yet, but that's how to make an impact.
Yeah, that was a brilliant shot. There was nothing Helena could do, really.
Absolutely, but again, it just shows the step to be able to beat a player because, okay, she was still left in a one-on-one situation, but Gillian Wheeler's run really opened everything up.
Absolutely. They're only playing one in the full forward, and it's working for them at the minute.
So Wheeler again dinks that high ball in. In this occasion, it's very, very well read. Rachel Fitzmaurice takes it out here now. Rachel Fitzmaurice, again, not a player used to playing fullback, and I have to say, I nearly half expected her to go into the corner, but she has kept up the fullback role. So good hand pass forward here now from Niamh Feeney towards Laura Fleming. Invited, that has to sit right. Oh, it was always asking an awful lot, try and get it in between two players. And Lara Gilbert read it really, really well. Oh, blocked down here from Jenny Higgins. Chance now, hand pass inside towards Laura Fleming. Back, worked out here now towards Aisling Hanley. Left-footed shot from Hanley. There's the confident keeper for you.
Yeah, another brilliant save there. I think Roscommon are taking a little bit much out with the ball. Like, they could have shot there instead of them little hand pass. They're very, very bunched up. But it was a brilliant save in the end. It
really was. I have to say, very, very sharp off her line. I mean, you know, the dives are all fantastic, but it's all about position and strength and holding your ground. And I have to say, she gave Aisling Hanley nothing to shoot at there. So, you're the goalkeeper. Which is the better save of the two?
The first one with the dramatics, I suppose.
There you go. Always looking to put on a show. You can't argue with that. Laura Fleming stands over the 45 now. She has a good dig of a ball, and she is with the wind here, but instead opts to go short. Not a good option. Well read there by Rachel Cribben, and Kildare work it clear now. Lara Curran looking to break clear. Lara Curran just holds up the ball now a little bit. Roisin Wynn in attendance. Roisin Wynn, very kind of sticky wing back defender, but it's been worked forward towards Hazel McLaughlin. Hazel McLaughlin, another powerful run from Grace Clifford. Again, she breaks through 2 tackles. She breaks through 3 tackles. Gets the shot away again and straight between the posts.
Yeah, she's a brilliant player, Grace. She just literally is winning that ball in midfield. But you can see her run coming from the half back line the whole way up. She just keeps running.
And my apologies to anyone who picked up that sneeze on the microphone. I really hope I didn't deafen anyone out there, but hopefully we got away with it. Good long kick out from Alina Cummins. Roscommon need to get back into this. They've enjoyed plenty of possession, but haven't been able to. They're 3 points down at the moment. Chance now to get back on terms. Lovely hand pass, Natalie McHugh. Chance here, an equalising goal all of a sudden from Fiona Tully. It all came from the long kick out. I'm not saying it because you're here beside me, but you do have to give a bit of praise for the kick out there.
Absolutely,
it opened everything up.
And the finishing has been brilliant.
Well, I don't know if I'd necessarily agree. Roscommon would argue 1 from 3 goal chances, probably not a great record, even if Dervin McGuinness had a huge say in it. But so this game absolutely going either way. Draw match again. Hazel McLaughlin carrying it forward now. Ball worked inside. Lovely left-footed strike coming in from the right wing there, but it's pushed wide of the target, and that's just Kildare's second wide of the game. The shot coming in there from Nasa Dooley. Nasa, normally very, very accurate striker, scored I think 5 points it was when the two sides met last year in what was a very, very different game in Ballinasloe. Memory serves, that finished 111 to 1-7. Looks like we'll have more than that by half time here as Grace Clifford feeds that ball forward towards Mia Doherty. Mia Doherty, lovely sidestep inside Niamh Feeney. Ball worked back in towards the middle. Roscommon have plenty of players back. 12 Rossies behind the ball here. Kildare looking to try and pick the lock and work their way back. Very artistic palm of the ball there from Hazel McLaughlin back towards Rachel Cribben. I'm not necessarily sure it was hugely effective, but either way, Nasa Dooley again didn't hit the target with the last shot. Will she get a chance to get another one onto her left peg? Doesn't this time. Instead works it back towards Aoife Rattigan. Rattigan, she's had 1 shot at the goals and she hit the target at the back of the net. She's had a second shot, looping round, coming on that little end around move, an arced right-footed kick straight between the posts, and it's 2-2 to 1-4. I'll tell you, that kick out not particularly good. Broken back. Nasa Dooley feeds it off towards Rachel Cribben. Cribben gets the ball outside. Chance for Hazel McLaughlin now. Hazel McLaughlin pushes that one wide of the target.
Yeah, Roscommon were lucky there with that, but I think they weren't quite ready for the kick out, so just coming out with them too fast. But hopefully now they'll win it and we'll work it down this time.
I'm looking at the two matchups at midfield, and I'm looking at Laura Fleming, who probably has 3 or 4 inches over Lauren Murtagh there at midfield. Lisa O'Rourke, obviously, you won't be beating her for physical presence. Probably do need to just look at going longer.
Yeah.
And even hang it up there, put a little bit of snow on it.
Roscommon have that extra player back, but Kildare seem to be pushing up on her for the kick out.
It's the other aspect too with using Caroline Conway as the sweeper as well, is that you're losing the fact that she is a kick out option too, in a way that maybe somebody like Niamh Feeney isn't to the same extent. Kildare work that ball inside, ball comes on to Nasa Dooley, she swings a left boot at it and she puts it straight between the sticks.
Lovely turning over.
Absolutely instinctive strike. Didn't need to look to see where the posts are or anything like that. And straight between the 6 sticks, and suddenly we've a 2-point lead for Kildare. Yeah, I'm looking at midfield here and okay, now we're going forward towards Jenny Higgins. Ball breaks in behind. Natalie McHugh comes farthest out. She gets out ahead of Leisha Lenihan. McHugh, good ball inside. Aisling Hanley looking to nudge Shauna Kendrick off the ball. Hanley has done well. Back inside towards Higgins. Right-footed shot from Higgins, roof of the net. And suddenly Roscommon back, a point to the good.
Yeah, Aisling did a good job there, staying in behind. And luckily it went over her head, but there was loads and loads of space, and I think that's working well for Roscommon, having that gap to kick it into.
I'll tell you, showing maturity beyond her teenage years there, the little nudge of the hips to knock the corner back off balance. It's a classic corner forward trait going back generations, and she did it just well enough to escape the referee's attention, which is really all you're looking for. Long ball forward into Nasa Dooley, who has come into the game in a big way. She feeds it forward towards Gillian Wheeler now. Gillian Wheeler, left-footed pass across goals. Rachel Fitzmaurice lets the bounce beat her. Chance now again for Aoife Rattigan. Mistake, not punished to the full extent, you'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. That was definitely a goal chance. I think the bounce just caught Rachel there, and it easily could have been in the back of the net.
I'll stay quiet now. My wife is St. Bridget's, so if I keep giving out about the bounce, it'll be seen as complaining about the pitch.
Yeah, it seems to be bouncing a bit, or the girls are just letting that bounce happen as opposed to killing it.
As we break here now for the moment. So, I mean, 2-4 to 2-4. It's a fairly eventful first quarter.
Yeah, it's actually a great game so far, and there's some serious scoring by the Kildare half forward line. They're well able to kick from far out, and they're not afraid to try it either.
Plenty of shooting power, and it's not what you would have expected. Like, I mean, obviously the running through the middle, that's textbook Kildare. It's what's really their strongest aspect, but. The kind of shooting from awkward angles. Okay, Nasa Dooley would be noted as a kind of a distance shooter, but not so much for the rest of them now. You'd say they're more carry it in and look for the whites of the goalkeeper's eyes. So Helena Cummins again digs it out here, moving slightly towards the right wing. A little bit of a mix-up between Jenny Higgins and Lisa O'Rourke. Neither player calls for the ball. Roscommon a little bit lucky there. Lara Gilbert went down on it. A little bit lucky. I mean, you have to get those calls right, really.
Yeah, it depends which side you're on as well.
Oh, Aisling trying to be clever again, but this time it's swept up there by Niamh Sinnott. And that's a rather high ball. Lara Curran won't thank her for that, but Roisin Wynne didn't have the killer instinct. She had a chance to come through, and as some of my coaches would have said, take player, ball and all, but she eschewed the opportunity. Kildare working it forward here now again. Rachel Cribben, she's actually carrying the ball forward. For a corner back, she's carrying the ball forward and getting hugely involved. Nasa Dooley now works it across here. Chance for Lauren Murtagh to carry it forward. Instead, we again look for the long ball. Ciara Wheeler dinks it in. Finds Aoife Rattigan. Ball worked out. Another good run here by Grace Clifford. Can she get the shooting chance? Instead, works it back out. Aoife Rattigan has a goal and 2 already. She has a goal and 3. Phenomenal display of shooting from the Kappa player. Has 4 shots, 4 scores, and definitely it's something Roscommon have to do something about.
Yeah, she's nearly the typical full forward. She catches, she turns, and over the bar.
Long ball here now towards Laura Fleming. Laura Fleming does really well, taking it between 2 tacklers. Gets it out towards Natalie McHugh. Lovely diagonal ball. That's a real inside forwards ball to an inside forward. Aisling Hanley on the turn. Ball comes off the post. Bit of a race here, but looks like Derval McGinn has the advantage, and sure enough, breaks kindly for her, feeds the ball down the line. Good accurate distribution as well. I'll tell you, the old. I always remember Ruud Hullet commentating on a European Championship soccer match, and he said, "Goalkeepers should always remember they're in goals because they can't play football." Well, she fairly defied that logic.
I think a lot of players are actually going into goal from being an outfield player, and she kind of has given that impression that she's well able to carry the ball if she got it.
Well, it's an evolution that has happened in the men's game. I haven't seen it as much in the women's as much yet. You look at examples like. There's I can't think of the man's name, but there was a Armagh midfielder has gone back into goals. I know Louth kind of brought a midfielder out of retirement to come back and play in goals this year as well.
A lot of the inter-county goalkeepers are actually playing outfield for their club, so they're confident on the ball.
I suppose it's been brought more in. Do you think we're coming to the day soon when we'll get ladies keepers doing Rory begging on it and coming up and joining the attack? Hopefully. Spoken like somebody frustrated by being caged in between the posts. Ball out towards Aisling McAuliffe now. Looks for the right-footed ball, trying to find Jenny Higgins. It breaks loose. Shauna Kendrick and Higgins fighting for it there. It's going to go out over the sideline. Higgins let it go, and the Lions official decided that no, you shouldn't have let it go. It was a Kildare ball. But a chance for Roscommon. They probably should have exerted a little bit more pressure there, because a sideline ball in your own 20-metre line can be tricky if there's a bit of pushing up going on.
Yeah, and again it was Grace who made the run back, and now she's halfway up the pitch already.
She really is a lot going through. There's a lot of Kildare energy and movement in the middle third of the field, as Mia Doherty now looks to try and step inside, tries to find Nasa Dooley, well read by Sinead Kenny. Sinead Kenny cuts across here, no obvious hand pass for her. She might have to double back a little bit. Sinead Kenny looks to play off the outside the right boot, and it's a good ball, finds Jenny Higgins, and return pass to the St. Crown's player here now. Again looks for the right footed ball down along. Will it stay in play? It will stay in play. Aisling Hanley has it there now, being shadowed by Leisha Lenihan. Lenihan, by far the strongest individual one-on-one marker in this Kildare side. Higgins going for the shot, and that's. Am I stretching it a little bit to say she was possibly maybe overestimating her power with that effort?
Yeah, I think there was about 6 Kildare players back and no Roscommon person to kick it into, so
probably felt maybe a little bit of the breeze behind, though the breeze has kind of died as an effect at this stage, and that ball has been spilled now. Chance for Roscommon counter-attack. Laura Fleming looks to chip it forward into Higgins. Fleming goes for the return pass, as she has so many times. Fleming breaks inside the tackle, she's held up, and outside chance of a yellow card?
Yeah, it was a bit of a clinical foul. I think they knew she was through if she got by them, so
I was about to say there could
it's
be
a tick anyways.
It'll definitely be a tick, yeah. I think that's as far Gary Owen McMahon has decided that's enough. So Niamh Sinnott has been given the refereeing equivalent of behave yourself. And more significantly for Roscommon, I see Laura Fleming down on her hunkers there now as treatment comes in. Aisling Hanley swings that between the posts. That's actually the first score of the game for the Kilbride player. But Laura Fleming, any injury or any issue with her now would be hugely significant from a Roscommon point of view.
Yeah, definitely. She's needed in that midfield.
Dervla McGinn now again looks towards the right wing, which is where she's gone an awful lot. That's a really accurate kick right on the head of her target player out there, and well done by Hazel McLaughlin as well. Held her ground with Michaela McHugh coming on top of her. McLaughlin sends the high ball in. It's going to break in behind. Helena Cummins needs to be sharp. She is sharp. She gets out and she reads that ball. That's where she's so strong, to be able to sniff out that danger. Carried forward now by Rachel Brady. Rachel Brady looking to try and find a colleague here. Natalie McHugh again comes deep. Low ball along the sideline. Always going to be tricky. And Jenny didn't exactly thank her for that pass. There was a word of don't do that to me again for whatever reason.
Yeah, it kind of just bounced off Jenny's shin as well. So
bit of a mix up in the Kildare backline there. Good pressure from Rachel Brady, forces the turnover. Higgins comes in here now, no obvious target inside. She's looking for the long ball, and I have to say that just was not on.
No, you could see the amount of Kildare defenders back. She should have just settled and maybe even came back with it.
Absolutely, it just wasn't there. well read by Grace Clifford. She saw where the threat was, and again, really well done here, Sinead Kenny. That's a big one-on-one matchup for both sides there. Nasa Dooley, free scoring on the Kildare side. Sinead Kenny, one of Roscommon's best marking defenders. So far, Kenny has done well. Another stray hand pass, however. Chance now for Lara Curran to try and get up ahead of steam. Feeds it back towards Ciara Wheeler. Ciara Wheeler looks up, left-footed ball inside, but that's again really well won. The long ball is not working for Kildare. When it really is. When they carry, they're dangerous. When they kick it in, it's not working.
Yeah, I
for
feel
them.
like if they kick in a high ball on top of Aoife, she'll win it. But that was kind of just in front, and Rachel happened to be sitting in front of her. But it was a poor pass from Niamh to kind of get them nearly caught out.
Jenny Higgins now looking to step inside Shauna Kendrick. She'll want to come back onto her right foot. Just manages to get the hop away, gets the toe tap, gets out of pressure, but there's plenty Kildare players back here. Kildare have got their defence set. Lisa O'Rourke again takes it out of traffic, feeds it across here. Niamh Feeney has a point to her name already, but this is definitely outside her distance.
No. I don't think it was the right option there to shoot, but Kildare had a lot back, and Roscommon they weren't really looking, giving her an option, I suppose. So Dervla McGinn now, she's gone down the right hand side or down the middle every time, still doesn't look towards the left. It's a 50-50, and it was straight in between Aisling McAuliffe and Lara McCurran. McAuliffe wins it. What a pass inside towards Aisling Hanley. Hanley flicks it over to Fiona Tully, and Fiona Tully palms it into the net for a second goal. I'll tell you, Tully needed to be sharp there. We talk about dual players and everything to do. That was a handballer's instinct to be able to react to that hand pass. Aisling could have easily gone by herself, but that was a very good run from Aisling. Literally, the goalie took the kick out, and Aisling was straight into where she needs to be as a full forward.
But what a pass from Aisling McAuliffe.
Absolutely brilliant, straight in.
So Roscommon back in front, 3 goals and 5 points to 2 goals and 5 points. Aoife Rattigan with the long ball. Rachel Fitzmaurice hasn't quite gathered at the first attempt. Ball being fought for between Gillian Wheeler, Rachel Brady, and Rachel Brady manages to come away with it with the help of Roisin Wynne. She's under pressure here now. 2 Kildare tacklers, manages to get the hand pass away, and now Laura Fleming has a chance to help work the ball out. Aisling McAuliffe now takes possession, coming up towards midfield. McAuliffe carrying the ball forward here. Again, tackling coming in on the Kildare side from Lauren Murta. Worked out here towards Michaela McHugh. Michaela McHugh drops the ball, low pass. Not again a particularly good ball, but the free is awarded. Not many frees so far in the game, actually. Just one score from a free, and very few stoppages.
There hasn't been even many free chances, so...
Aisling Hanley wins it out in the corner, decides there's nothing on, goes back towards Fiona Tully. Tully will be hugely confident, 2 goals to her name already. You wouldn't say she's had a huge amount of possessions, but...
no, I think she's literally had the ball twice and put both them into the goal, so... if that's what she does, then that works.
That's more than justifying your existence there, as Kildare again look to carry the ball out of their own defence. Good strong run there strong run from Ciara Wheeler, worked forward towards Mia Doherty. Again, here's Grace Clifford. Grace Clifford again looks for the pass. That's well measured, but it's spilled inside. But work back out here. Aoife Rattigan again on the ball, and that's a first miss for Rattigan.
Yeah, it was a wide ball, but she is dangerous when she gets on the ball, and she's very, very accurate.
Absolutely. Well, the low ball in from Clifford was well measured. That's a good kick out from Alina Cummins. Michaela McHugh managed to find a little pocket of space for herself in at midfield, and what a ball forward. I'll tell you, that's crafted in the McHugh's backyard there. 30-yard pass from one sister to another. Long ball forward now towards Laura Fleming. This one's going to drift wide, so Roscommon probably going to have to recycle this. Not a huge amount of options for the Roscommon team captain. Gets it inside towards Aisling Hanley. Hanley, will she manage to get the pass away? She does. Fleming does really well. Has a runner off the shoulder. Jenny Higgins now. Jenny Higgins tries to shoot with the left foot, but I have to say the one-footedness fairly showed up there. That was a problem. Well done, Roisin Wynne. Roisin Wynne gets in. Lara Curran goes to ground trying to win the ball, but Wynne feeds that forward. Dinked in towards Fiona Tully again. Well, here's a third possession. Actually, I think she had a couple more, but Tully back inside towards Lisa O'Rourke. Kind of skews off the outside of the boot, but still straight over the black spot. What brilliant finishing. Score. I'll tell you, there's... she's definitely settling right back in. She doesn't come across like somebody who missed the provincial championship now.
She must have the football with her, because they were 2 very accurate shots. Absolutely. She was getting her training in while she was out there. So anyway, Kildare build it up again. Ciara Wheeler now taking possession. That's a slightly errant kick here now, skewed across goals. And even if Lauren Murt is able to get there, which she isn't, she would have been under a huge amount of pressure. Lauren Murt, another one, I have to say, her deployment at wing back is strange. Like, I've seen her be hugely effective as a half forward, carrying the ball at the opposition. You know, and she's not really getting into the game from wing back.
Yeah, I feel like she's nearly just following Laura Fleming as opposed to doing what you normally do and run forward.
Hand passes worked inside. Jenny Higgins, brave, manages to get it away. Aisling Hanley with the left-footed shot, but she pushes it wide. Jenny Higgins and Leisha Lenihan took a bit of a dunt there as well when they were going for that loose ball. As I always say in these situations, purely accidental, but just because it's accidental doesn't mean it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I think they were both just looking at the ball. It was just a little.
Now, Leisha Lenihan would be absolutely one of the more physically powerful players on the Kildare side. So she wouldn't be somebody to be going down as a matter of course. But yeah, Lauren Murta would be somebody that I've seen her have a huge influence on a lot of Kildare games over the past few years, carrying the ball across the middle third, you know, setting up inside opportunities. It just hasn't happened for her so far.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like she is following her man marking Laura Fleming at the minute. So.
So we have another break here while we wait for the treatment to Leisha Lenihan. Another chance to get water on board. We're coming up towards the half-time whistle here. Roscommon have a 4-point lead. Will they feel that's a fair reflection? Will they feel happy enough, or will they say, okay, Breeze is going to favour Kildare in the second half? How would you feel the two sides will feel coming up to half time?
Yeah, I think it's been fairly tight, and it's good for Roscommon to go in with the lead. But as we've seen, Kildare, once they get down into that, they're third, they're scoring everything.
Scoring has kind of dried up a little bit too. Like I said, 2-4 to 2-4 in the first quarter. Now suddenly just the 4 scores, although we could have another one here, as Lara Curran shows a real clean pair of heels here, breaking forward, comes onto the right foot. Chance now for Aoife Rattigan, steps inside. Rattigan, she missed the last one, she's not going to miss with this one. But again, I don't mean to harp on a team, but Kildare, it's all about the running down through the middle.
Yeah.
When that happens, that's
straight in, and then they're looking for Aoife each time.
And she's taken up some excellent positions, just picking up that kind of second or third ball, taking that lay-off hand pass and adding the finish. So, but yeah, the scoring has dried up a little bit. We're at 3 scores to 2 in this quarter as opposed to the first one. Do you feel that's a tactical change, or just maybe a couple more misses? Or
yeah, I think it has just been a couple more misses, but all the goals kind of came from one end straight up to the other end. So.
Excellent interception here by Shauna Kendrick. Read that hand pass from Lisa O'Rourke, got in well. Long ball going forward, but Rachel Fitzmaurice does really, really well. It breaks off the hands of Aoife Rattigan. And again, Rattigan really, she just needs to be the one coming onto that layoff ball as opposed to winning the out ball, as the coaches used to say. Oh, Niamh Feeney gets away with a ropey hand pass there now. Ciara Wheeler nearly executed the turnover. Got her hands high and did everything right, but just didn't bounce for her. Feeney comes onto it at the second attempt. Works that ball side to side to Jenny Higgins. Back in now towards Rachel Brady. Chance now for Aisling McAuliffe. Not normally a ball carrier. Usually somebody who holds the position at centre back quite well. But she does well in this situation. Back out towards Fiona Tully. I couldn't quite make out where the shot was going, but I could tell from the reaction that she wasn't hugely happy with that one. So half time, a goal in it. On the one hand, you'd prefer to be in front than behind, but on the other, there's a significant win there, and there's plenty of scores in this game, so one goal is not a huge amount.
Yeah, and as we can see, Kildare are well able to shoot from far out as well, so it'll be interesting to see what happens down in the second half.
Any particular tactical changes you'd be looking at on either side? Any area you'd be looking at either team to do a bit differently, or any positional switches you'd be looking at?
No, I think the Kildare wing backs, though, will be pushing up a little bit more now in this half, like they normally did, but they just didn't seem to get going.
So there you go. It's half-time here at St Bridget's GA Club. Bit of a conference between the Kildare management team as down here in front of us on the left-hand side. Roscommon, again, going to regroup out in midfield as well, although it looks like there's actually a Roscommon player down hurt as well. But one way or another, we'll bring you all the news when we're back in just under 10 minutes' time. But at the moment here, we approach half-time, and it is very much in the balance in this TG4 Ladies Intermediate Championship contest. Roscommon leading by a goal, wind advantage to come for Kildare in the second half. This one is right there for the taking for both teams. So we're back here. Roscommon already out on the field. Kildare just making their way out. Definitely no personnel switches on the Roscommon side so far. Is there? My apologies. Sarah McVeigh is coming into the side. Replacing Aisling McAuliffe, of course, who sustained a serious looking injury, so we'd say our best wishes to her. She went down with an injury just coming up to half time there, so Sarah McVeigh of the St Barry's club comes in. There's definitely one change on the Kildare side at least, because I see Claire Sullivan gone into the full forward line there, number 12, as the ball is thrown in here, so we'll tell you in a moment who has made way on the Kildare side. But number 12, Claire Sullivan, has come into the team anyway, as Lisa O'Rourke wins this first kick out. Ball work back here towards Jenny Higgins. Higgins works it across towards Rachel Brady. So from the Kildare point of view, they would have started out the season maybe not as favourites for the TG4 Intermediate Championship, but definitely one of the contenders. They came in on the back of a middling league campaign. Good Leinster performance, won the TG4 Leinster Intermediate Championship, beat Wexford by 2 goals in the final, but now all of a sudden a first round defeat to Longford, a goal down here. They need to save their season. Long ball across, really well delivered by Fiona Tully. Chance now for Niamh Feeney. That's an excellent score from Niamh Feeney.
That was a brilliant ball across by Fiona, yeah. Straight into the hands of Niamh.
I have to say, Niamh Feeney's shooting has been remarkable. 2 of the worst shots you've ever seen and 2 difficult points kicked over from. It's as they say, it's one extreme or the other. Long ball forward. Lara Curran comes back to win this now. Curran looks to carry the ball infield. Rachel Brady kind of keeping an eye on her shoulder, but. Ball inside now towards Gillian Wheeler. Gillian Wheeler, shadowed by Sarah McVie, looks to add the little touch of acceleration. She'll want to come back onto her right foot if she's going to shoot. Instead, she gives it to Ciara Wheeler. Ciara Wheeler drops that short. That's really good hands. Really good hands from Alina Cummins, but possibly there was an advantage being played.
Yeah, I think he's given a free in there.
So it'll be a free from out on the left wing. So you'd have to imagine right-footed kicker. Could be Lara Curran as opposed to Nasa Dooley taking on this one. So on the Kildare side, I'm looking and I don't see Niamh Sinnott back in, number 25. It's possible that she has made way. So Niamh Sinnott was the player who made. Niamh Sinnott, of course, was the person who came in to replace Claire on the team, on the starting team. So Lara Curran kicks that free. And we're down to a 2-point gap now, a 3-point gap still, 3-7 to 2-7. Long kick out. Again, Michaela McHugh picked up some very good positions there. That's her 3rd kick out win. Long ball forward. Jenny Higgins tries to get out in front of Shauna Kendrick. Steps inside Kendrick now. Higgins misplaces the solo. Little bit fortunate to win the free there.
She was lucky to get that one, yeah.
There you go. Gary Owen McMahon got Jenny out of trouble there as... it looked to me like Leisha Lenihan really just held her ground rather than necessarily committed a foul there. But either way, it's a tricky angle. Laura Fleming comes over to have a word with Aisling Hanley. It's a tricky angle, but it's at the same time...
For Aisling, I'd say.
For Aisling, it's not too bad. She's had 2 shots at the post so far, 1 between them and 1 has hit the post. This one she's really mishit, and Dervla McGinn gets out sharply and wins that ball. It's a strange thing to say in a game where there's been 5 goals and a half, but both keepers have done well.
Yeah, I think that Kildare goalie, she's young, she's very good.
Long ball forward here now. Good second ball worked in towards Lara Curran. Lara Curran again, very strong runner, deceptively fast with that long looping stride. Gets the ball inside towards Aoife Rattigan. Nasa Dooley now. Dooley looks to shoot off the right foot and again...
I'm nearly hoping it was her bad foot, but...
It was. She is quite left-footed, but... it certainly showed there now. That was not a particularly edifying strike. Helena Cummins again looks to go long. It's actually Fiona Tully there. Lisa O'Rourke fights for it. Lisa O'Rourke does really, really well. Gets her hand pass away. Managed to avoid the block from Grace Clifford. Fiona Tully gets the ball at the second attempt now. Tully, right-footed pass, looking for Aisling Hanley. Could break kindly though. Natalie McHugh gets into it. Hanley looks to step inside. Hand pass to Laura Fleming. Maybe 1 pass too many. It's broken down.
They just tried to hand pass in that little small space.
Just 1 pass. It just needed to be done quickly. Again, it really is the importance of being 2-footed. I mean, we saw it there from Nasa Dooley at one end. Similarly, Aisling Hanley probably, she was on a weaker foot there.
Yeah.
Grace Clifford now steps inside the tackle of Michaela McHugh. Lara Curran has been hugely influential already in this second half. Not just the free she's kicked, but she's been on a lot of ball, carrying it forward. But that's a sloppy hand pass. Mia Doherty now forced wide. Sarah McVeigh won't be afraid to get the tackle in. Very abrasive physical defender from the St. Barry's club. Mia Doherty steps inside now. Lovely little evasive footwork. Gets the hand pass. And that's a wonderful push in the back from Rachel Fitzmaurice, which she completely got away with and executed the turnover. So, ball fed forward here. Fitzmaurice comes at the second attempt. Dinks that ball in towards Aisling Hanley. Oh, good hand in. Really well done by Leisha Lenihan. That's fantastic defence there by the Kildare player. But Hanley wins it at the second attempt. Looks to chip the ball inside towards Natalie McHugh. Now towards Jenny Higgins. Probably should have shot at the first attempt. Didn't. Instead fumbles it. Could have been given as 2 hops. She kicks it at the next attempt and finally gets it between the posts.
Yeah, she did well there. I thought she was going to get done for overcarrying, but...
Yeah, no, she played the ball all right, but it's that dubious kind of, am I dropping it, am I hopping it, as they say. But I suppose, look, life is lived in the grey area and we get away with these things, no different to Rachel Fitzmaurice at the other end. Long ball forward, again Lara Curran comes onto it.
Yeah, brilliant kick out there again.
Perfectly well placed, and it has to be said, Curran has been hugely influential in this middle third now. She's really controlling the game in this half. But so far, Roscommon will be happier. There's been 3 points in this second half. They've kicked 2 of them. One through Niamh Feeney, and that score just there now from Jenny Higgins. Kildare with just a free from Lara Curran. Grace Clifford now takes on. Lisa O'Rourke squares up. There'll be no straight line run through Lisa O'Rourke. Again, Aoife Rattigan on the loop around, and Aoife Rattigan with the point. We've seen it so many times, but look, if it keeps coming, Kildare won't mind. She has won 5 now.
Exactly, yeah. Like, you can just see her. She's just sitting around there. She's not tracking back. She's not doing any running. And once she gets it, tap it over the bar.
So another change on the Kildare side. I'll be interested to see now. It's Claire Nugent who's going in, and it looks like Shauna Kendrick is making way. Shauna, very experienced player. Claire, maybe just probably it could be a case of just bringing in fresh legs to keep things sharp, because Roscommon, they're looking to break inside the tackle that little bit more. So long ball forward from Alina Cummins, targets Lisa O'Rourke. That's a perfect catch right into the breadbasket, does really, really well. Feeds the layoff here towards Michaela McHugh. Michaela takes a few touches. She could be under pressure here. I don't know if there was an overcarry being said now. There's no question she was bottled up, but...
yeah, I think it was the twisting and turning maybe.
It's one of those things... I often feel that referees, sometimes it's kind of, well, it's not that you took too many steps, but you had a chance to do something with it and you were Mick acting. So there you go. Not really a technical rule book term, but I definitely think it applies. Long ball forward from Lauren Murtagh, but bounces over the head of, it's actually Nessa Dooley was competing for that ball, and Helena Cummins is able to scoop it up. Powerful run here from Niamh Feeney, but she pulled the brakes and maybe didn't need to. Caroline Conway was under pressure. That was a kick to absolutely nothing at all. And Grace Clifford, again, as she's done so many times, here she goes running through again. Steps inside Rachel Fitzmaurice. Aoife Rattigan has it now, probably just a little bit outside of her range. Ball over towards Curran. Curran would have the power all right if she decides to put her boot through it. Instead holds up and goes back towards Rattigan. Roscommon holding that kind of arc around within maybe 35-40 metres of their own goal. Lara Curran tries to take on Michaela McHugh. Michaela just keeps her wide. Mia Doherty now wouldn't be somebody who'll look to shoot. Likewise Rachel Cribben. So Roscommon with the standard 12 players back now. As they try, Lauren Murtagh tries to inject a little bit of pace here on the far side. Lovely run. Gillian Wheeler looks to step inside and she's brought to ground. Roisin Wynne doesn't agree with the call, but one way or another, it's a free.
I think it was blocked by her. It was a foot block as opposed to a tackle in the end, but you could see the Kildare, Lauren Murtagh there, she was flying through on a run.
It's that little injection of pace, it just makes all the difference, and not far outside the square, but definitely outside of it, and I don't think there was any protests on the Kildare side. As Lara Curran chips that ball over the bar, that's her second point of the game, both from frees in this half. So just 2 points between the sides now. Helena Cummins goes for the long dig. It could go over the head of Roisin Wynne. Oh, Roisin does really well there. Measured her ground, held the right position, and managed to get her 2 hands on the ball and control it. Looking to run past Claire Sullivan here. Sullivan keeps pace with her, but Wynne steps inside brilliantly. Wynne, will she get the layoff? Looks for Aisling Hanley. Hanley now comes out onto her left foot, but a brilliant block down. Really good defensive work there by Lara Gilbert. Comes out towards Jenny Higgins. It's close, but she's pulled it across the target. And it's wide of the posts here. So Roscommon pushing up on this kick out, but there's a bit of space out here on this right wing. Chance for Hazel McLaughlin. Sarah McVie gets in there well, holds her ground. Laura Fleming is able to pick up the loose break. Back inside towards Lisa O'Rourke. O'Rourke now, she's got Laura Fleming running alongside her, doesn't get the hand pass away, instead looks to go wide to Roisin Wynne, but Grace Clifford again, she really is controlling this game for Kildare. Clifford now carrying the ball forward, looks to find Lara Curran. Michaela McHugh still tracking her. Hazel McLaughlin is making a good run through the middle here if Kildare can work the ball from side to side. Mia Doherty gets it out to Ciara Wheeler. Long range effort from Ciara Wheeler. Possibly not the option there. Kildare had more runners coming.
They definitely did. They had an overlap of players, and I think it was just the wrong option in the end. Roscommon slightly got caught out there.
Absolutely, but it was the same thing. Lisa O'Rourke, she just wasn't able to. She needed to get the hand pass away to her left hand side, but she was looking right and just wasn't able to adjust. Helena Cummins, that's a gorgeous pass right into Laura Fleming, really well measured. Helena Cummins now, or Laura Fleming now, straight through. Good hand pass into Fiona Tully. Loads of space here for Lisa O'Rourke. Open country in front of her. The hand pass is there to Aisling Hanley. She goes for the goal herself and puts it at a really good height for Dervla McGinn.
Yeah, I think she might have been better taking the point in that one.
Take the point, give the hand pass, but either way, or else cut some daisies on the way through. Again, not that the good people of Kiltoom would let daisies grow on their esteemed field. That would never happen. But there's one or two
just kicking it back and forth to each other here now.
Has to be said, possession not being protected in the slightest. And as Roscommon now try and work the ball, good pass again from Helena Cummins. Finds Rachel Brady or Niamh Feeney out on the far side. Feeney, the pressure coming in from Gillian Wheeler. Illegal pressure, says Gary Owen McMahon. Sean Finnegan's outstretched arms would suggest that the Westmeath man disagrees. Ball dinked inside towards Natalie McHugh. Natalie McHugh will look to try and bring her colleagues into play. It's Lisa O'Rourke here now. O'Rourke, right-footed pass, spreading it wide. Fiona Tully now has a little bit of space. She's been shadowed by Rachel Cribben. Two very, very fast players, two of the fastest players on each side. Fiona Tully misplaces the solo, and Leisha Lenihan does really well, finishes the turnover. Rachel Cribben works it out now. So Kildare looking really, really strong here on the break again. Another chance for Lauren Murtha. Lara Curran with a really strong run now. Curran holds it up, and that was 2 hops, but she got away with it. Ball inside now again. So Nasa Dooley, we know Nasa will want to come back onto her left foot. Bit of a pull from Sinead Kenny, referee says nothing. Comes back inside, and Dooley is more than a little frustrated with that call. Thankfully our microphones don't pick up on her reaction there, because I'd say it mightn't be fit for broadcast. 1-0 up now. Lisa O'Rourke driving the ball forward on the right wing here. There was absolutely no target whatsoever there. Hazel McLaughlin.
I think Roscommon have just sat back in the past few minutes, and they're ended up with no one to kick it into unless they're getting it right into the full forward line.
The run coming here from Gillian Wheeler. Wheeler, not poor delivery, not a good delivery either. There were shades of this at the end of the league semi-final too.
They're just like kicking it back and forth to each other as opposed to actually picking out a pass.
Is it a fitness and conditioning issue that maybe Kildare have more runners at the moment that are keeping
it going?
They're
just sitting back.
Sinead Kenny now dispossessed. Again, Lauren Murtha has come into this game in a big way. What a brilliant ball inside. Nasa Dooley just a get away from her. It was a lovely delivery in, but it just bounced in front of Nasa Dooley. And Helena Cummins was able to sweep in, but again...
it was well done by Helena. She was just enough off her line that she just had to come out.
But Kildare...
Roscommon have a lot back, they're just not really picking them up.
Long ball across here now. That's a lovely catch and layoff from Ciara Wheeler. Aoife Rattigan with the strike. I'll tell you. It's just a fantastic display of finishing from the centre forward.
Oh yeah, she's absolutely brilliant. But like she's kicking them all with her right foot, and you really, at this stage, you think Roscommon would have had that.
So we have a 1 point game here. 3 goals and 8 points to Roscommon. 2-10 to Kildare. Kildare after getting the last 3 in a row. They have momentum now. Fiona Tully looking for that ball. She gets the sideline. Little bit of trash talking from Rachel Cribben as she faces up the sideline, and it worked. It's a poor delivery from Fiona Tully. Roscommon win possession back here again. Or Kildare win possession back here again, I should say, and Lara Curran once again. So really it's one-way traffic at the moment. It's just a question of can Roscommon absorb this pressure and find a way to change it up. Maybe an issue too. Kildare have used 2 substitutions. Roscommon have had 1 enforced. Maybe time for Ollie Lennon to go to the bench.
Yeah, I think there seems to be a few girls warming up there.
So powerful run here from Hazel McLaughlin. Looks for the right-footed shot, but again chips it right into Helena Cummins, and the Michael Clavies player will gobble those up all day. So long ball forward. Natalie McHugh, she got her hands up but couldn't hold on to it. Claire Nugent was able to win the breaking ball. Grace Clifford now she's going a little bit side to side but manages to find Mia Doherty. Mia Doherty steps inside Roisin Wynne. Right-footed kick from Doherty, but she pushes that wide of the target.
I think they're all just kicking it here now, and Helena kicked that out and it was kind of a 50-50. Everything they're kicking into the forward seems to be 50-50 at the minute.
So Fiona Trout coming into the Kildare team now. I want to see who's making way here. Actually looks like it could be Mia Doherty. So it'll be harsh punishment for that one wide ball, but either way, Fiona Trout comes into the side and Mia Doherty makes way on the Kildare team.
Yeah, I thought she had a good game.
So Roscommon definitely warming up a couple of substitutions there. I see Rocha Lennon looking at coming in. Rocha Lennon is coming into the side here. So be interested to see who's going to make way here on the Roscommon side. So it looks like Natalie McHugh is coming out. Natalie McHugh, she hasn't got on the score sheet today, but a lot of play has gone through her.
Oh no, I think actually Michaela is coming off and Natalie's just coming out into the half-forward line.
I have to say that's equally, I'm a little bit surprised at that too, because Michaela I thought was one of the better kick-out targets. So Kildare win the kick-out. And now, great chance here, Grace Clifford. Lovely exchange of passes. Clifford, ball out here towards the far side. What a save! What a save by Helena Cummins to deny Nasa Dooley. It's worked back out to Clifford, and Clifford taps that ball over the bar. But that's a really important save here. You get the sense.
Yeah, that was a brilliant save by Helena. But you could see it coming. They're straight through the middle again, and just a little hand pass over the top.
But Grace Clifford is just able to break through those tackles so easily. So Helena Cummins now, as Ellen Dowling is next into the Kildare lineup. Ellen Dowling comes in and it looks like Hazel McLaughlin is going to make way. So we now have 4 subs come in from the Roscommon side. Or 4 subs come in on the Kildare side, so it's definitely a much fresher Kildare team out there. Just 2 Roscommon subs, one of those injury enforced. Long ball forward from Cummins again. Push in the back from Jenny Higgins on Lara Gilbert. So Kildare, this has been one-way traffic. They've got level. Can they get that vital score to push them in front? Ball worked here again, as you say, straight running down the middle. Rachel Cribben lays it off. Chance here now for Grace Clifford, but she drops that one short.
It seems like it's the 4th or 5th kick straight into the goalie's hand.
So Roscommon need to just find a way to hold the possession, maybe use the width of the pitch a little bit more. I'm looking at it here, and if you were to draw a line right down the middle from goal to goal, I'd say there's nobody more than 10 yards left of it. So it's just using that width.
Yeah,
maybe
Kildare,
could be the answer.
I think, love going down the middle, and it's obviously working for them. But for Roscommon, they need to start making sure they kick outs, like not even kick outs, but Helena's just winning it from play and then kicking it straight out the middle of 50-50 ball. So they just need to be picking out the people on the wing for that. So
we wait here. We have another enforced stoppage this time.
I think it's Rachel
Brady who's gone down this time. Roscommon have definitely been in the wars this afternoon. Obviously, we'll hope that injury to Ashley McAuliffe is not severe, because obviously there's a very, very quick turnaround in this championship.
So next weekend they go out, they travel to Longford. I'm not sure of the venue yet, but it'll be a confident Longford side after that win last week. And from Roscommon's point of view, they'll be hoping it's to decide placings. Kildare will hope that Roscommon are under a bit of pressure going there.
Like a push in the back.
It did, but well, look, we've had a couple of pushes in the back have escaped sanction today. Oh, really well read by Niamh Feeney. So there's pure open country now in front of the St Mary's player, driving forward. Quick hand pass into Jenny Higgins. Can they continue to use this overlap? Higgins takes a little bit out of the ball. It comes back towards Niamh Feeney. Feeney hoists up the kick, and Feeney puts it between the posts. So 3 points, I'll tell you. Okay, we talked about strange to switch her from sweeper, but
yeah, she's got 3 great scores there. But I thought, didn't know was Ginny Higgins going to give it back or take a shot herself.
Aisling Hanley was peeling off, trying to get the break as Dervla McGinn looks to try and find Lara Gilbert out here. Higgins does really well, gets the better of Gilbert with that one, feeds it across towards Sarah McVeigh. Sarah McVeigh now looking to carry down the left flank here. Little bit of a pull from Rachel Gribben, but it's not given. First touch now for Rochelle Lennon in the corner. Lennon, hard tackling coming in from Claire Nugent. Manages to retain possession but still forced backwards. So, ball inside now towards Lisa O'Rourke. Oh, that's a nothing hand pass, and it's going to break towards Kildare. Oh no, it's not going to break towards Kildare. Rochelle Lennon wins it. Rochelle Lennon, will she get a chance to swing a leg on it? Back out towards Fiona Tully. Fiona Tully with the right-footed kick, and that's an absolutely crucial score from Fiona Tully. Roscommon got a little bit of a look there with the breaking ball, but they took advantage.
Yeah, it was a little bit luck on both sides. There was a bit of dropping the ball, hand passing, but it was a very good finish in the end from Fiona.
So Dervla McGinn now looks up to see her options. There's no obvious. There's huge open country here on this side underneath us, and that's what she's looking to find. Ellen Dowling now, first chance there. Oh, very clever from Natalie McHugh. Saw who was around her and got the little touchdown towards Laura Fleming. Ball up now, work between Fleming, Jenny Higgins and Natalie McHugh. The Roscommon veterans doing really well together. Fleming gets her hand pass away to Lisa O'Rourke. Lisa O'Rourke just needs to get the layoff. Not particularly accurate, but manages to stay in a Roscommon hand. Another chance for Niamh Feeney here. This one is close. This one is wide of the target, so she's keeping the balance going. We were now on 3 wides and 3 shots. On 3 points.
Yeah, it was nearly the exact same place as the last one as well, but she just didn't catch it right.
So Kildare suddenly going for a little cluster kick-out move where everyone breaks out of the middle, and instead they decide to just go short. Ball being picked up here by Claire Sullivan. She was dropped into a kind of a deeper role, having coming on in wing forward. Lara Gilbert now tries to use a bit more of the width of the pitch. Lauren Murtagh takes it. She has a run. Claire Nugent is off the side of her. So Claire Nugent takes that ball. Nugent with a long right-footed kick forward, looking towards Nasa Dooley. Oh, Dooley does really well. Doesn't decide to shoot with her left foot. Lays it back towards Ciara Wheeler. Now here's a chance for Dooley. Hands high from Sinead Kenny, trying to force a difficult kick. Instead it goes back towards Lara Curran. She'll want her right foot. Instead we get a left-footed effort from Ellen Dowling, and I think a disappointing effort is probably a fair way to describe it.
I think she should have, maybe she even had time to turn onto her right there if she wanted to.
So Ellen Irwin coming into the side, she'll definitely start operating around the middle third. Look, try and work the ball a little bit through. A little bit of confusion on the Roscommon side as to who's making way. It's Caroline Conway who's making way. Caroline hasn't really had much of a bearing on this game, it's probably fair to say.
No, I don't think she wasn't really getting on much ball. I think she in the corner. You're not used to seeing her in there either, so.
So Roscommon, 2 points to the good here. A win would guarantee their place in the quarter-finals of the TG4 Intermediate Championship. A draw possibly would be enough for them. It would mean they just need to avoid a heavy defeat next week. But they'll want to take all element of doubt outside of it. For Kildare, this is a huge, huge game. They need to get a win out of this to make sure that they're still in the mix. Even a win mightn't be enough for them, depending on scoring difference. But I'd say right now they would take a win if it was offered to them. Sarah McVeigh works that ball across. Longford, of course, sitting pretty after that big win in Kildare last week. Ball worked forward here towards Natalie McHugh. Natalie McHugh, she's on the right flank here, works it inside towards Jenny Higgins. Oh, the hand pass
doesn't really go to hand. Roscommon retain possession, but a lot of work to do out here on the right hand side. Higgins gets it across. Oh, nice step inside from Roisin Wynne. Ball is fumbled here. Can she manage to find a colleague and get a shot away? Eventually it's Higgins with the shot. I couldn't see where the ball went, but I could see her reaction there now, and it was not what she wanted.
No, I think it was something that needs to come back out a little bit.
So 2 points in between the teams, 3-10 to 2-11. Short kick out again from Dervla McGinn. Dervla McGinn works that ball out here towards the right hand side. Chance for Kildare to break forward. High floating hand pass coming in here towards Grace Clifford. Clifford wins it well. Back inside towards Lauren Murta. This is Kildare at their very, very best. Running straight down the middle, trying to use their pace, use their speed, use their power. Clifford again coming into possession. Tries to get it back towards Lara Curran, but the ball is spilled. That's a really big win. Rachel Brady comes away with the ball. Fiona Tully completely held back.
That was very obvious.
Yeah, you'd have to say now, again, Gary Owen McMahon going for the tick. Look, I'm sure at this stage of the game he'd obviously prefer to keep his cards in his pocket, but there must have been a consideration. Really good ball from Laura Fleming. Finds Aisling Hanley, but she can't gather it, and it was well defended on the Kildare side. Alicia Lenihan forced the ball wide. Aisling Hanley manages to get it back in. Now, chance here. First chance for Rochelle Lennon. Oh, that's a wonderful block down. Claire Sullivan, she took the brunt of it. Roscommon still in possession. Another brilliant block. 2 fantastic blocks in a row. This time it was actually Aoife Rattigan, I'll tell you.
Yeah, that was brilliant defending from Kildare.
Claire Sullivan definitely feeling that one. I think she got it in the face as much as she got it with her hands, but she was absolutely brave. Threw her onto Rochelle Lennon's boot.
Yeah. She just put her body on the line there.
So, brave intervention from the Kildare substitute. A little bit of a message to manager Sean Finnegan, don't go dropping me again. But, of course, the question for Kildare at this stage is, where are they off to next? Is it going to be a knockout quarter final? Will it be their next fixture? Or is it going to be a relegation playoff, which would be a huge blow? Obviously, Kildare would be strongly favoured to come out of that if they were in it, but nobody wants to find themselves in that situation.
It's so easy with only 3 teams in the group. Like, it's so easy to be down in relegation, but it's also then only 1 win will get you up as well to the next round. So
it's not much leeway, not much room for error. My own native Offaly, of course, are in action this afternoon against Leitrim in Clara, so I'm going to throw all neutrality to the side and say I haven't kept an eye on how that one's going, but I hope it's going well for them. Connacht solidarity be damned. Come on, Offaly on that one, but huge game for those two, but that is in a 4-team group, so it does completely change the dynamic. Oh, poor mistake in the Roscommon backline here now. Chance for Gillian Wheeler to cut the ball inside. Wheeler works it back out towards Aoife Rattigan. Aoife Rattigan, she's been on target all afternoon, puts herself in the right position.
yeah, I think it was just lost there too easily by Roscommon on the way out. Did a bit of a sloppy pass, and Kildare are going to punish that.
I have to say, I don't have records to hand. I don't have a statistical database. A player scoring 8 times from play in a game, now that doesn't happen too often. It's
They're pushing the back there. Laura did well just to stand it up and hope that the ref seen it.
exactly, held her ground, got in front of Lauren Murta. I mean, there's different ways you can look at it. On the one hand, you'd say Aoife Rattigan has been phenomenal. Grace Clifford has come through from midfield with a goal and 2. The other way of looking at it is the rest of the Kildare forwards have 2 points between them, 1 from a free.
Yeah, so, I suppose if the forwards are doing the work down the other end and giving it to the scorers, then it all counts.
But Roscommon have shut down all bar 1 of the Kildare attack. So Aisling Hanley, in contrast, a bit more balance on the Roscommon side. Well, it has to be said, there's really only 4 scorers doing anything, but Roisin Wynne now looking to maybe add her name to the score sheet as she cuts inside. No, comes back onto Jenny Higgins. That's a weak effort.
Selection again, yeah. I think sometimes when it gets near the end of the game, she's just shooting instead of maybe looking for an option outside her.
It has to be said now, the last couple of shots haven't been particularly good. She's kicked 1-2 in this game, so she's definitely good for a score, but there's definitely a sense at the moment that she's maybe taken that option regardless of whether it's the right one or not. So Kildare on the break again. Ciara Wheeler looks to step past Rachel Brady, does that really, really well. Again Wheeler, left-footed shot from the Kildare player. Looks like she likes it. Why wouldn't she like it? That's a fantastic strike, and we are back on level terms here.
Yeah, that was a brilliant shot again. I think Roscommon needs to start using Roisin down the far side.
So sorry, the stadium scoreboard has it 3:10 to 2:13, but I'm fairly sure we have it at 3:11 to 2:13. We'll have to get that checked. I think we'll get that checked, but
sorry, 3:10. It is 3:10. It is 3:10.
Apologies, it is 3:10. It is 3:10, so we've a draw game here. A little bit of confusion among the reporting community here beside me. Great chance for Roscommon. Roisha Lennon works it in. Low finish from Roisha Lennon. That is an absolutely huge score in the context of this game.
Yeah, lovely goal into the bottom corner. It was well worked by Roscommon, but straight into the corner. Nothing the goalie could have done about that one.
Slick hand passing. Everyone waited the last second to get their pass away. We had a collision between two players there, but absolutely vital score. And we said in the league game, 4 goals were everything, and sure enough, 4 goals here again. We're waiting to see now. There's injured players on both sides here, but that's an absolutely vital score from a Roscommon point of view.
I think that's Laura Fleming that's down. She just got her hand on it and passed it in. So
yeah, I don't see Laura Fleming there. I'm looking to see, is it Leisha Lenihan on the Kildare side? It could be Leisha Lenihan, but I'm not. No, sorry, I see Leisha out on the 45-metre line at the moment. Claire Nugent is out wide. So we wait for treatment here and obviously hope that no one is hurt. We're taking over into stoppage time now at this stage, so really you get the sense, I presume there'll be 4 or 5 minutes added on, because obviously we haven't really had any play since the 60 minutes ticked over, but are we already at a level where Kildare need a goal?
yeah, definitely. I think that's what they need at the least is a goal. Yeah.
So I'm delighted to bring news to everyone that Offaly lead by 8 points. My good thanks to Ian Cooney here beside me. So that's a huge win on that. Well, not a win yet, but 3-11 to 1-9. Has to be said, it's been a very, very encouraging year to be an Offaly supporter as well. Winning Division 4 league title, a few very good performances in the Leinster Intermediate Championship. So there was a bit of hope. Actually mounted a great comeback last week in Wexford as well. Didn't quite get it over the line, but Wexford would have been strongly fancied for that one. A Division 3 side, Division 3 finalists, Leinster Intermediate finalists. So that was a big performance. So a second win this year over Leitrim would be huge, but we will turn our attention back as play is back underway here as Kildare chase probably an equalising goal at this stage. Lauren Murta gets the hand pass away to Grace Clifford. She was brave, she took the hit there as Kildare try and work that ball inside. Chance for Ellen Dowling now. Ellen Dowling with the sidestep comes onto her left boot. Ellen Dowling splits the posts with that one, so maybe they are going to go for the points.
Yeah, I'd say there's 3.
So another change on the Kildare side, and it's Mary Hulgrain who comes in.
Yeah, she used to play when Kildare won the All-Ireland. I think she was the goalie that year. So from goalie to full forward, people like to go the other way from full forward to goalie.
They're probably looking for the option of throw a high ball in on top. She has the physical presence, I'll tell you, and you'll certainly know where she is with those boots. So 2 changes. So Mary Hulgrain comes in to replace Nasa Dooley. We've also had a change on the Roscommon side. Lauren Shanaher comes in to replace Jenny Higgins. As Roscommon try and see this out, they have a 2-point lead. 4-10 to Roscommon, 2-14 to Kildare. Ball dinked back inside. Natalie McHugh, it could have gone over her head so easily. Bit of space out here on this side. They try and work it across. Sarah McVeigh now takes possession. Roscommon will be quite happy to run the clock down. Good ball out here. First touch, I think, for Ellen Irwin, but Ellen Irwin feeds that ball inside. Oh, foul from Fiona Tully. There was a coming together between her and Lara Gilbert.
Yeah, just a clip of the ankle. I don't think it was on purpose, but it was still definitely the free.
If you're the player in front, we all know what you do in that situation. You pull the brakes, you let the person behind you run into you, and you win your free every time. So here we go, Leisha Lenihan carrying the ball forward. Lauren Murton now, heavy traffic in this middle third of the field. Ciara Wheeler takes possession, worked inside, Kildare doing really well here. Ellen Dowling dinks that ball inside, Sinead Kenny reads it well. Bit of a push in the back there from Aoife Rattigan. We talked about how a few pushes in the back have gone unpunished today, but Gary Owen McMahon picked up on that one. So ball out here, Niamh Feeney, she's had a tireless effort. Oh, that's a lovely ball forward towards Lisa O'Rourke. Lisa O'Rourke being squared up by Grace Clifford. O'Rourke just holds possession herself. Tackles coming in there from Rachel Cribben. Oh, really well done by O'Rourke. Lovely sidestep. Absolutely. Well, I think a lot of her boxing techniques aren't really legal here, so but she showed all the footwork that's crucial to that sport there. Oh, doesn't use that ball well, and that's really well done by Ellen Dowling. Forced the turnover, had the little bit of extra wingspan to get in there ahead of Fiona Tully. And Fiona Tully, those 3 blasts of the whistle there, is that a final whistle?
Yeah, I don't know, was that a...
It could just be injury stoppage.
I think he's going to let one more play go.
Now, I have to say, Fiona Tully, I'd say she knew full well doing that the yellow card would be a possibility, because it was fresh out of Gandalf from Lord of the Rings there. Thou shalt not pass.
Time now coming off, yeah.
Thou shalt not pass was the spirit of that tackle now. So we have a yellow card for Fiona Tully. So you'd have to imagine she's certainly not going to miss 10 minutes of action, however much she does miss. She has done her part here this afternoon with 2 goals and a point. So Roscommon leading by 2 points. Kildare looking for that vital goal that would give them a lifeline and give them something to hope for when it comes to next weekend's game in Longford. Gillian Wheeler takes it forward, manages to get her hand pass away. Ellen Dowling, high ball in. Ciara Wheeler's here at the end of it. Ciara Wheeler, shot blocked. Can she get a second attempt away? Grace Clifford now. Oh, forced wide of the target. Kildare can't have asked for a better chance than that.
Yeah.
They had the chance, you'd have to say. They got the right chance. They got pretty much the right player. We know Grace Clifford can finish as well.
Yeah, I think she was just kind of boxed out there, which was good, but I don't think...
And that right there is the game. That is the difference between the two sides here. It has been breathless stuff from start to finish. Roscommon had a 3-point lead at half-time. They had a 2-point lead going deep into stoppage time.
Yeah, it was a brilliant game overall. It was end-to-end stuff, and it was really entertaining.
So it's a huge win from Roscommon's point of view. Bitter disappointment for Kildare. Kildare's dreams of All-Ireland glory, they end this afternoon. They'll be going into a relegation playoff. Roscommon will meet Longford next week. They know that both sides will be in the quarter-finals regardless. Obviously, seeding is a big issue because there's a few heavyweights in the groups.
Yeah, you really need to be topping the table to avoid.
Like I'm looking at teams like Tyrone. Obviously, would be the main ones. Laois have shown some fantastic form this year. You'd be looking to try and avoid them from as long as possible. I would imagine.
Yeah.
Your overall reflections on the game. High quality or just free scoring? Because sometimes those two can get mixed up.
It was a high quality game. It was entertaining. They're two pretty strong teams for intermediate, I think, and hopefully Roscommon will be able to push on for next weekend and then for the rest of the season.
So it's all over here. It's been very, very enjoyable stuff. I hope you've enjoyed it yourselves. We've been delighted to have you here. I'd like to say thank you to everyone involved, obviously to MMC streaming even, who've done all the technical work here. I just mispronounce words as I just did there now with the word streaming. But my thanks to Rochelle Timothy beside me for bringing expert analysis to punctuate and perforate my waffle, which has been perforating your eardrums for the last few minutes. But overall, I'd like to say thanks for tuning in. If you can't be here at a game, it's great to be able to keep on top of things. It's great to be able to see your heroes in action. And certainly, it's been a very enjoyable afternoon's into entertainment here. It has finished at St. Bridget's GA Club in Kiltoom. A huge win for Roscommon. They will be playing knockout football. Kildare have a relegation battle on their hands. That's the conversation that Sean Finnegan is having with his charges at the moment. Final score, Roscommon 4 goals and 10 points. Kildare 2 goals and 14 points.